much between Sweden and England in the rankings. The world rankings, England in 5th, Sweden just behind them in 6th. But we know they're a very, very strong side. I just think, Courtney, this is the game where we're going to have to see that real, like, true grit and character from England. They're going to have to win it, even if it has to be ugly, you know?
Yeah, and look, it doesn't matter in tournament football what it looks like to an extent. We've been blessed with 2 games where the lionesses have played really well, played some fantastic football. But you're right, it might have to be a gritty performance, a performance that's not going to be very pretty. I don't think there's going to be many goals in this one. It's probably going to be close. I'm sitting here thinking it might be decided, by a set piece. But I think you're right. In terms of Sweden, they're very close in the rankings. The last 2 Nations League games, they were 0-0 as well, extremely close. And yeah, I think it's interesting as well in terms of the comments that have been coming out from Asllani as well, saying, really focusing on that team element, saying how together they are. And I think, we've got a lot of standout performers in this England team, but I still think we're a great team. But maybe for them, they feel they have to come together, and sort of they as a team are bigger than the sum of their parts, if that makes sense. So I think we're in for a real good game. It's not necessarily going to be lots of goals and as exciting as the last 2, but I think it is going to be very interesting. It's going to be very tactical.
Any injuries at all within the team or the squad as we stand?
We've not got any injuries. We did have Jess Park today not training because of a migraine, but Serena sort of already answered the question in the press conference, saying she already feels a little bit better. She's obviously sort of been in a dark room, some paracetamol, I'm sure, but yeah, she is in contention for tomorrow. She'll be in the squad as far as Serena is concerned, so we've pretty much got a clean bill of health.
Do you know what I'm really looking forward to in this game, guys? It's like the battle of the Arsenal strikers. So Stina Blackstenius, of course, for the Swedes, who scored the goal for Arsenal to win the Champions League, and Alessia Russo. They're one of the most informed goal scorers we've got in this country, if not in the world, as well. So to see who wins the kind of on those opposite numbers will be interesting for this game, Courtney.
Yeah, it will be, and I think the other one is probably when you look at Johanna Rytting-Kaneryd and obviously Lucy Bronze, their Chelsea teammates, and I think Johanna's got 2 Player of the Match performances, trophies already. So yeah, there's a lot over the pitch. Obviously you've got Bjorn as well, who's at Chelsea. So I think that's been one of the really cool things about this tournament, because we've noticed as the WSL has increased in in its popularity, and a lot of players from all over the world, but especially in Europe, wanting to play in the WSL, we're finding quite often these matchups. And the Netherlands and England, I think there were 17 WSL players within that game that featured. So yeah, it's definitely interesting for the WSL fans, whether they be here or back at home, to watch as well.